Get out of there. Ow! Oh, I shouldn't do that when I'm saying those stuff. Thinking about building a pergola and growing a wisteria? Well, on today's Boffo Bart, Gardening with the Wife, I'm going to tell you how we built this one, along with some stuff we ran into along the way. So stay tuned. To save some time, I put the build list down below, along with some links just in case you want to see where to get them at. We purchased this home a little under 3 years ago, and back then, the wisteria that's here today used to be on an old arbor, and it was really outgrowing it. Courtney, being the plant lover that she is, wanted to keep the wisteria, and we also knew we wanted more shade in the area. So I accepted the task to save it and build something to give it a new home. I think I did pretty good. Now, my original drawings didn't really look like this. I came up with a drawing that looks similar to this one right here. Courtney didn't like that very much. No way, no. So I stepped it down a notch and came up with something like this. Yeah. So I took my measurements and I went to Home Depot. I like Home Depot. There, the guy in the lumber department pointed me in the right direction and what I would need to get the job done. There was one thing that he definitely recommended, and that's these, the Groundmaster post system. You can see it right there. It's a post system that they have that you can take these 4x4s here and slide them right in, and right underneath you have a giant stake that's either 24 or 30 inches long that you can just pound into the ground. I got two 30-inch ones and I got two 24-inch ones because I didn't know what I was gonna run into down below. I mean, I got boulders and stuff. Glad they put this giant concrete slab here. By doing this, I wouldn't have to get a permit. Realistically, this whole structure can actually be removed if it needs to be. Sure hope I don't have to take this thing down someday. After I had everything that I needed at Home Depot, 8 hours later, packed up my Jeep and headed home to start the next phase of the project. Just so you know, wisterias can bounce back really well when they're cut back. Courtney actually cut this one back really hard. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. Don't worry, they come back. It's kind of like the waves of the ocean, how they go in and come back. Yeah, that wasn't a good one. Okay, it's kind of like a mayfly. They die off, magically come back. I still don't know how that works. Now, a boomerang. Yeah, they come back to you. No, oh, I broke my boomerang. Don't worry, they come back. Trust me. Taking down the old arbor, I ended up giving a bunch of concussions to some bumblebees.
So while I was tearing apart the old trellis, there were these little bumblebees. Another one, they all are kind of concussed right now, but they're all slowly getting up to fly away. Sorry I had to relocate you, but oh, this guy, he looks upset. I destroyed their house. I am sorry, bumblebees.
At least I thought they were bumblebees.
Watch them not be bumblebees.
They ended up not being bumblebees. They were actually Carpenter Bees. Now, some quick facts about the Carpenter Bee. They're actually named this because of where they live. They're known to live in dead wood, and they can actually build tunnels. Now, they are pollinators, and since pollination is important, I know Courtney loves her pollinators, you don't really want to kill them. But you should really keep a close eye on these little buggers because they can destroy the wood in your home and cause a huge mess. I know I'm glad they didn't get in my house. Now let's get back to that pergola build. Come on. Now that the old arbor was gone, I volunteered my brother-in-law to come over and help me with the build because he's really, really strong. And I also would be less likely to injure myself. I tend to do that. And honestly, with this kind of build, you're gonna want at least 2 people. The reason why you want at least 2 people doing this job is because someone could get really hurt. Safety.
Safety.
I'm really glad he was there. Now, at first glance, you'd probably think this pergola is square, don't you? But to your surprise, it's definitely not square. Pain in the butt. Now, using the Groundmaster stakes, there was a downside. And that was what I like to call, if the one bulb goes out, they all go out. Which means, when you straighten the one post, after you attach the one beam, it's gonna kinda get off balance. Where in cement, it's solid. But hey, still didn't have to get a permit. Now the vertical heres are level, and also the horizontal here is level. The only thing that's different is the spacing between your posts. The reason being, this awesome concrete pad here, and the boulders and stuff in the ground made it impossible to run the stakes where we wanted. So now just a quick recap. I used 4x4s for the 4 posts that were by 12, so 4x4 by 12. Then I used 2x6s for the top beams, pre-cut piece of wood that I spaced between the 2x6s at the top. And then for the 2 go long ways, those are 2x8s. You want something a little bit beefier for those. Vertically and horizontally, they are level, but the spacing from post to post is not even. With a little bit of offness at each of the 4 corners, we did the 2 cross supports and mounted them with some good old galvanized hurricane ties on the inside. I was going for the natural look. With just a little bit of twine and some wooden supports, we propped the Wisteria upright and gave her some time to get used to her new home. She must have liked it, because look at her now. I have a feeling she liked it. Now, like all bees, they can become untamed. Next week on Boffo Bart Gardening with the Wife, we're gonna go over how to tame your Wisteria and some of the things you should look out for when doing this. Thanks again for stopping by. I'm glad you did. If you like what you saw, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, take care, everybody. All I need is 5 minutes. Five minutes, cars. Really? It's like a drag strip out here. Now let's get back to that pergola build. Ah, bells, really? Really, bells? You just went off. I swear they go off every 15 minutes. They probably do go off every 15 minutes. Brilliant. Brilliant, bells. Bills.